strength class. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Kimber. I'm the program manager in Colorado Springs. This is my first strength class back in the new year, so I'm excited. Just a couple of reminders. As you get up out of your chairs, grab your mat and some weights. That would be great. We have our Fitness Center Benefits webinar happening tomorrow. Brooke is presenting on this, and she talks all about the benefits that come with your free Fitness Center membership as an HPE employee. So that can be just a really great way to refresh yourself on what you have offered to you, because it is quite a bit. And then we have our Level Up program. This started this week, but it's not too late to join. This is all about fitness, wellness, and nutrition, a really good, well-rounded program. So that can be a really fun one to join. All right. We're going to get started with our strength class. We're starting on our mats today on all fours. So go ahead and make your way down there. I want your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. We're going to start with a cat and cow. I should move nice and easy. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round it out. Tuck your chin to chest. Just continue to move here at the pace of your own breath, so as slow and steady as you need it to be. If you feel like you need to hold one position a little longer than the other, feel free. We're going to do one more in each direction. And then come back onto all fours. I want you to help or step your right foot forward. We're coming into a low lunge. In order to feel this in the front of the left leg, your foot needs to be far enough ahead of your back knee so that you can lean forward. So if we're here, we're not going to feel that stretch. I want you to plant those hands and lean into that front leg. Packing those shoulders, which means sliding those shoulder blades down into the back pockets. Your left hand is going to stay on the mat here. Your right arm is going to come up towards the ceiling as we rotate through the torso. And then I want you to come back down, bringing your elbow as close to the instep of your right foot as you can. And then exhale, open. Inhale, rotate towards the mat. Exhale, open. Two more. Again, pace of your own breath. Work. And then your right hand will come back down. I want you to frame your front foot now. So one hand on each side. And we're going to rock back into a hurdler stretch. So I like to tuck my back toe. You don't have to. We're sitting our hips onto that foot and then walking forward into that low lunge. So we're going to alternate here again, just at your own pace. If you feel like one needs a little more attention than the other, hold for a breath or two more. Today's workout is going to be a full body strength workout. We have 4 exercises. We're going to get through 3 times. Go ahead and switch sides here. So right foot goes back, left leg comes forward. Again in that low lunge, we want to be able to lean forward into that left foot. Right hand stays planted. Rotate up with that left arm, and then left elbow comes down towards that left foot. Pace of your own breath, inhaling down, exhaling up. Work. Last one here. Open up. Frame that front foot. Go ahead and walk yourself back and forward. So for our workout, we're going to have 40 seconds of work for each exercise and 20 seconds of rest. In that 40 seconds, you should be able to get around a 10 to 12 reps in of each movement. If you're working with really heavy weight, you might be closer to that 8 to 10. But if it's a medium weight for you, you'll be at that 10 to 12. And go ahead and walk forward. Step that left leg back. I want you to tuck your toes, hips go high. Walk your hands in and slowly roll it up. I want you to grab a medium weight. This is still part of your warm-up. So as I explain the exercises, you're going to be here with a medium weight at your chest. I want you to pull your shoulder blades back and you're just gonna march here. Now, when you march, I want you to be careful not to sink into each hip. I want you to stay up nice and straight with that core engaged, marching there, and I'm gonna explain the workout. So our first exercise is gonna be a squat. I'm gonna have you hold one dumbbell at your chest. You can hold it vertically, you can hold it horizontally. We're gonna step our feet about armpit width apart and screw our feet into the ground for these squats. From here, we're gonna come down and up. If you need to do these body weight, feel free. If one weight is not heavy enough for you, go ahead and rack your both weights on the meaty part of your shoulders. Second exercise, we're gonna come down to our mat. You're still marching. As I'm explaining, your heels come as close as you can to your glutes. First option here, our arms are gonna go up towards the sky and we're gonna alternate. So it's a narrow chest press alternating here. One weight and then the other. Second option for a little more of a challenge, you're gonna press your hips up and hold a glute bridge as you alternate that narrow press. So totally up to you. If you don't have any weights, you're definitely lifting those hips. You're just gonna hold there. Third exercise is gonna be a bird dog. So we're gonna flip over onto all fours. We're gonna extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and then switch. Similar to that march you're doing right now, we wanna make sure we don't sink into each hip as we extend the other. So we're really trying to have that flat back, long line from fingertips to toes. Last exercise, and one of my favorites, but probably one that sounds the scariest, is our strength burpee. So we're gonna start with our weights on the ground. I'm gonna place my hands on them, squat down, so my butt is back, step back into our plank, step forward, and then squat and stand straight up with those weights like a suitcase deadlift. And then repeat, all right? If you wanna make that harder, you go up in weight or you add a push-up, all right? So we're gonna start with our squat. You can stop marching, set your weight down. We're gonna grab one weight at our chest unless you need two to make it heavy enough for you. So grab that weight in 3, 2, 1. We're squatting. Feet are armpit width apart, coming down and up. If you need to turn your toes out slightly, I'm fine with that. I want your knees to track your toes. So if you notice your toes are going way over your knees are going way over your toes to the side, then I want you to turn those toes out slightly. Breathing as we go. It's very important in strength. We have less than 10 seconds here. And rest. Take your time getting down to your mat for your chest press. You have a full 20 seconds. So you'll go. You have time to get set up. Grab those weights and make sure you bring them down nice and safely. If they're really heavy, use your legs to help you bring them up. And go ahead and begin. I'm doing the glute bridge hold, but again, that's totally up to you. Either way, we have one arm staying straight up towards the sky while the other one chest presses. Exhale as you press, inhale as you lower. Almost there. Try to get one more rep in. And then we rest. Set those weights down. We're on to our bird dog. So we're on all fours. If you have discomfort in your wrist, you can use weights. So just place those weights underneath your wrist. That helps kind of decrease the flexion of those wrists. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach and switch. So this is meant to be slow and controlled. Eyes are on the mat in front of you. Squeeze that glute as the leg goes back. Reach the fingertips. This is working on core stability, which comes in handy in all of our movements. Take it down. 5 seconds. Keep moving at your own pace and rest. All right. Setting up for those strength burpees. I want you to set the weights at the top of your mat. You can do these without weights. Just a regular burpee, but nice and slow. Your feet are in between those weights. In 3, 2, 1, we're squatting down. Place your hands on the dumbbells. Step back, full plank. Step in, squat, so your weight's in your glutes. Stand straight up. Same thing on the way down. Squat, step it back. Full plank, step it in, hips go back, and you stand. Now this is a big full body movement, so we will not get 10 of these in, which is probably great news, because a lot of people don't like burpees, but we're shooting for about 5. And rest. Great work. We are on to set 2. We have 13 more seconds of rest, starting with those squats. So adjust those weights as you need. Now that you've been through a set those feet, screw them in, and go. What I mean by screwing your feet in is imagine your mat as a piece of paper and you're trying to tear it in half. So you screw your feet in like you're going to rip it down the middle. Remember, there's always an option to do this body weight. Ditch the weight and squat, especially if you're feeling any discomfort. The goal here is to move. So whatever you need to do to make that happen, that's what we want. Last one. Rest. All right, setting up for those alternating chest press on your mat. Heels close to your glutes in case you want to do that glute bridge hold. In 3, 2, weights up and go. Elbow comes right down to the rib cage here. So your weights stay over your sternum rather than your face. Palms are facing each other in that narrow press hold. Going for quality over quantity. So take your time, focus on the form. 10 seconds here. And rest. Slowly lower those weights. Setting up for our bird dogs. Use the dumbbells underneath your arms if needed. Screw your hands into the ground just like those feet in the squat. And go opposite arm, opposite leg reach. I want you to imagine you have a tray of drinks on your back. And you don't want to spill even a drop of liquid. So shoulders stay stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees, even while you move here. Less than 10. Breathing as you go. And rest. All right, setting up for our strength burpees. Remember, no weight necessary. If you'd rather do it without weight, totally fine. You would just plant your hands on the mat and stand up with no weight. Feet are in between the weights. In 2, 1, squat down. Place those hands. Full plank. Step it in. Stand up. Weight in the glutes. And reverse that. If you need to modify that plank and drop to the knees, that's okay. We're moving through this nice and slow, since there's a lot of moving parts. Try to get one more in. So about 6 seconds. And rest. All right. 2 out of 3 sets done. One more to go. We've got 10 seconds of rest. Grab some water if you need. And our last round starts in 2, 1. We're off. We want to make sure when we're squatting, especially when we're holding our weight at our chest, that we're not hinging at our hips. That's for our deadlifts and hinges. So we're sitting in a chair. Hips go back first. Standing up all the way as we finish the movement. And rest. All right, making our way to our mat. Last set of chest presses. Maybe try that hip thrust, glute bridge hold if you can. In 2, weights up and go. Keep those shoulders packed, so sliding those shoulder blades into your back pockets. Hold them there as your arms move. Keep those hips high if you're in a glute bridge. That was more a reminder for me. I was thinking. We have less than 10. Try to get 2 or 3 more reps in. And rest. Set those weights down. Flip over for those bird dogs. Back those shoulders, hands right underneath the shoulders so they're not out here. We want a good stable base. And go. Maybe you try to get them a little higher. Ideally, we want them at hip and shoulder height as we reach the arm and the leg. Keep your breath going. Remember, this is at your own pace. Don't rush it. One more. And rest. All right. Last 40 seconds of work with our strength burpees. We have 8 seconds of rest. Plant those feet in 3, 2, 1. Squat, step back. Plank, step in, squat, and stand. Try not to round your back as you lift or lower those weights. Got it. We're halfway. We've got 20 seconds left. Should be able to fit 2 more in. Got it. And rest. Set those weights down and stay standing since your heart rate is up. I want you to side step those feet as you slow your breath down. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Go ahead and plant those feet just a comfortable distance apart. Right arm comes across and hold. In this position, drop the shoulders. You can even look both ways. Sometimes I feel the stretch better when I look over the shoulder, when I look away from the shoulder, when I look down. So just play with it. See what feels best after that work. Go ahead and switch. Same thing here. Move your neck and head around. Release. Bring those hands to the low back so fingertips are facing down. Pull the elbows together and send the chest forward. Look up. Big deep breath in. Exhale, come back center. And then repeat that. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Last time. And release. Shake those arms out. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I'll see you back here next week.